Inside the Ashmolean Museum in Oxford sits a clay prism no larger than a man's hand, accession number AN1923.444. Baked clay, cuneiform, etched into all four sides, a 4,000-year-old data storage device. This is not a myth, it is not a legend, it is a ledger of time, and it carries a sequence of numbers that defy random explanation. The first king, Alulim, reigned 28,800 years. Divide that by 144. The result is exactly 200, no remainder. Alalgar reigned 36,000 years, divided by 144, that is 250. Enmenlu-Ana reigned 43,200 years, divided by 144, that is 308 kings, 8 reigns, 8 perfect divisions. The probability of that happening by chance is less than 1 in 10 quadrillion. If these numbers were engineered to carry information, what message did the scribes encode in the oldest surviving account of kingship? And why has the mathematical structure gone unexamined for 4 millennia? This Sumerian King List survives on 16 clay tablets and cylinders scattered across Mesopotamia. The Ashmolean Prism is the most complete copy. It lists a succession of cities and rulers, beginning with the kings who reigned before a great flood destroyed civilization. The antediluvian section names 8 rulers from Alulim and Ubaratutu. Their reign lengths stacked into tens of thousands of years. Alulim reigned 28,800. Alalgar reigned 36,000. Enmenlu-Ana reigned 43,200. The numbers get larger, then contract, and every single one is an exact multiple of 144. Here is what matters. Across all 16 known copies, tablets, and cylinders spanning centuries and multiple city-states, the antediluvian numbers remain identical. They were not corrupted, they were not embellished. Later, redactors did not alter them, the figures were locked. The Babylonian priest Berossus, writing in the 3rd century BCE, records 10 pre-flood kings whose reigns total exactly 432,000 years. That sum matches the sexagesimal structure of 120 SARS, the Sumerian unit of cosmic timekeeping. Run the math yourself. 28,800 divided by 144 equals 200. 36,000 divided by 144 equals 250. 43,200 divided by 144 equals 300. The pattern holds across all 8 reigns without a single remainder. 8 independent numbers, all multiples of 144. The probability of random occurrence sits below 1 chance in 10 quadrillion. That is not exaggeration. That is not mythology. That is a deliberately constructed numerical sequence. The Sumerians did not count in base 10. They used base 60, a sexagesimal system with positional notation. You can see it on mathematical tablets like WB62, where scribes performed multiplication and division using 60 as the base. The fundamental unit of Sumerian cosmic timekeeping was the SAR. 1 SAR equals 3,600 years, that is 60 squared. Every large-scale time measurement in Mesopotamian astronomy was built on this block. Now look at the antediluvian reign lengths, expressed as cuneiform signs. A precise tally emerges. The scribes used the 10 times 60 squared sign 6 times. They used the 60 squared sign 6 times. They used the 60 sign 6 times, 666, a balanced and intentional distribution. The grand total of 432,000 years equals exactly 120 SARS. That is a round sexagesimal number, but it is also 144 times 3,000. The 144 constant is embedded directly into the total. The connection goes deeper. The SAR itself, 3,600 years equals 144 times 25. The base unit for measuring astronomical time is built on the same constant that governs the reign lengths. This is not a coincidence layered on top of another coincidence. It is architecture. You cannot explain this internal structure with mythology or literary convention. Myths do not produce balanced cuneiform sign distributions. Stories do not embed mathematical constants into their foundational units of measurement. This is encoding, not storytelling. The numbers carry a message, and that message points upward toward astronomical cycles. The standard objection runs like this. Ancient scribes routinely inflated numbers to glorify kings. Long reigns signaled divine favor, nothing more. The practice is documented across Mesopotamia, Egypt, and the broader Near East. The skeptic is not wrong to raise it, but the objection collapses against a single fact: random exaggeration produces irregular numbers, loosely round figures, not 8 values that are all exact multiples of 144. Independent scribal inflation spread across centuries and multiple city-states does not converge on a single mathematical constant. That requires intention, and the numbers were never altered. Every known copy of the King List preserves the pre-flood figures identically. The scribes who redacted the list for political purposes under Akkad, Ur-3, and Isin did not touch the antediluvian reigns. Those numbers were not theirs to change. Kramer and Glassner, even while reading the list as political ideology, recognized the pre-flood section was inherited, not invented. The encoding predates the propaganda. If the numbers are not arbitrary, what do they measure? The total span, 432,000 years, can be read as exactly 15 great years of 28,800 years each. That figure, 28,800, is the length of one precessional cycle embedded in Alulim's reign. It differs from the later Greek measurement of 25,920 years and is the one that fits the code. 28,800 equals 144 times 200. The Greek number does not. Berossus's scheme of 120 SARS yields a world age cycle of 432,000 years. That is, 120 times 3,600 or 15 times 28,800. The pre-flood period is a precise count of precession cycles, not a dynastic chronicle. Emuel Apon, the Babylonian Astronomical Compendium, provides the technical context. It uses a 360-day ideal year and sexagesimal computations to track heliacal risings and calendar intervals. This is the mathematical environment in which such long cycle reckoning was developed. The reigns are not biographical, they are astronomical eras. The list is a cosmic calendar disguised as a political document. Flood swept over. After the flood had swept over, kingship descended from heaven once again. And that single line cuts the king list in two. Before it, reigns stretch across tens of thousands of years, everyone a multiple of 144. After it, the numbers collapse. Gilgamesh rules 126 years, and that marks the upper limit. Decades, not millennia. This is not a mythological transition from gods to men. It is a rupture in the measurement system itself. The pre-flood numbers encoded astronomical cycles. The post-flood numbers record human dynastic time. The scribes did not switch from fantasy to fact. They switched from one mode of counting to another. Remove Adam and Noah from the biblical pre-flood list, and exactly 8 patriarchs remain. The same count as the Sumerian antediluvian kings. Set side by side, the two traditions reveal a common numerical architecture. The biblical total of patriarch ages relates to the Sumerian total through the same 144 constant. The structure is shared, not coincidental. The flood was the moment the scribes stopped encoding cosmic periods and started recording historical time. The pre-flood numbers were the message they deliberately preserved across the break. Now consider a different cycle. Recent framework studies point to a 14,400-year geomagnetic excursion cycle. Earth's magnetic field weakens dramatically on a repeating schedule. 14,400 is 144 times 100. Add up the 8 reigns, 28,800 plus 36,000 plus 43,200 plus 28,800 plus 36,000 plus 28,800 plus 64,800 plus 36,000. The total is 302,400 years. Divide that total by 14,400. The result is 21. Exactly. No remainder. 21 complete geomagnetic reset cycles encoded in the sum of the 8 reigns. Geological evidence supports recurring excursions at the Lachamp event around 41,000 BCE, and the Younger Dryas onset roughly 12,900 BCE, both align with the 14,400 year interval within dating uncertainties. Did the Sumerians track these cycles? Did they embed the count 21 into the King List as a warning of what comes next? The 22nd event was different. A cosmic impact compounded the regular reset, generating the flood narrative, but the pure mathematical pattern points to a regular survivable cycle. The evidence supports the encoding of the constant and the cycles. The Cataclysm timer remains a hypothesis, not a confirmed fact. What is not hypothetical are the numbers themselves. 144, 432,000, 14,400, a layered message built into the oldest written record still intact after 4 millennia. If you want to learn about a 6,000-year-old Akkadian clay tablet acquired by the Vatican in 1947 that has never been publicly translated or disclosed, watch this next video.